everyone. 6 o'clock. It is Tuesday, and it is once again a weather-worn day.
Yeah, so let's get right to meteorologist John Ziegler with the timing of this storm, when it's going to hit.
Yeah, we got multiple rounds of storms here. Really, the bigger threat for the Twin Cities is going to be a line of severe weather tonight. Main threats here with the storm in Brainerd right now, and just north of Brainerd, and tonight will be large hail and damaging winds. That's what the atmosphere is set up for. The other addition to this one is, of course, the flood threat. Now, we do have a current watch available for Brainerd, Grand Rapids, and International Falls until 9 o'clock. Large hail and damaging winds again likely in this. Looks like they're going to, well, that's good news here, unless they're going to issue another one. They have not issued another severe thunderstorm warning that is coming into Deer River. So this is, you can see Brainerd here. I think the last movement of this is going to just go to the north and just graze Cross Lake, Emily area. Golden Eagle probably get some rain. I love that golf course, but Deer River also going to get hit pretty hard here. So Deer River, get ready for about a 50-mile-per-hour wind. You could see this as I put it on here. Deer River, 6:37. Grand Rapids at around 7 o'clock as we time it out in that area. So this is the first set of storms in Minnesota. The second one comes in later on. We'll track the whole thing out for you in your full forecast. Coming up, CC.
Hey, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a good start to your morning. Live look here along 494. Good morning. If you're waking up in the Bloomington Richfield area, definitely bring the shades if your drive takes you through this area. Pretty sunny out there. I'll be talking about a construction project along there in a few minutes that could slow you down tonight around 7 o'clock when some of you get off work. But other than that, looking good right now. Also around the metro, not a single crash for the last 30-40 minutes, so no need to add extra time for slowdowns at this point. So as you head out the door, take a look at your route. Stay safe out there. Alicia.
All right, thank you, Cece. As both Cece and John mentioned, right now we are seeing a break in the rain, but it's not going to last for long.
With the wet weather set to return in just a few hours, cities are once again bracing themselves for possible flooding. Michelle is live in downtown Delano, where the Crow River is just inches away right now from hitting flood stage. Michelle, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Jason, Alicia, certainly the city of Delano is bracing for potential flooding here, as well as severe weather, as all morning long we have been battling some heavy winds here. But as we talk about this risk, take a look at the Crow River, specifically focusing on that gap, that closing gap between the height, the top of the river, as well as the lowest point of that bridge, just that gap getting closer and closer. Officials here say in the last 12 hours, storm sewer valves have been closed to prevent the river water from backing into the storm system. And as John said, with more rain coming our way, we're expecting this weekend to be the peak for any possible problems. You can see in this map from NOAA, the Crow River at Delano is hovering around 15 feet this morning, but it's expected to creep higher and higher. In the next 24 hours, the river is forecasted to hit minor flooding. Then Saturday into Sunday, it's expected to crest near 20 feet. Now, guys, we know that for years, Delano has been a problem historically when it comes to flooding. So in 30 minutes, I'll break down what the city has done in past years when it comes to river levels like this one. Also, what they what that might indicate for their plans coming up in the days ahead. Back to you.
Michelle, thank you. And hey, parts of western Wisconsin also cleaning up this morning. Strong winds ripping trees from the ground in the last 24 hours. In this video, you see it taking about an hour, 20 minutes outside of the metro in Milltown, Wisconsin. Massive tree toppled over near this house, and so far no reports of any injuries there. To our south, strong winds made a mess at the Rochester Athletic Club, forcing it to close at least through today. No one was hurt there either. If you haven't already, make sure to scan the QR code on your screen to download our Care 11 weather app, especially as severe weather threats move in. This is going to help you stay on top of today's weather with live updates, radar, and custom forecasts. It's free wherever you find your apps. In less than 12 hours, the St. Paul School Board is set to vote on a more than $1 billion budget proposal.
This comes as the district faces a nearly $100 million shortfall next year. Audrey Russo is live in St. Paul right now, breaking down the numbers for us. Audrey, good morning.
Good morning, Jason and Alicia. That's right. They've got a lot of tough decisions to really parse through when the school board meets tonight at 5:30. They have to pass the budget by the end of the month. And the challenge here is making sure that school is still a safe and engaging place for students while also making some cuts. Now, having discovered a $150 million budget shortfall, here's how the district is crunching the numbers. They're going to be making some cuts in the food service fund. They're going to be taking $5.4 million out of that. $2.8 million is coming out of the community service fund. And the general fund is going to see arguably the biggest reduction of all, to the tune of $114 million. There's one area that's going to see an increase, a boost in cash, and that's construction for maintaining the district's buildings. But all in all, it equates to a budget that exceeds $1 billion. Now, the head of the district's finances says that this budget is still more economical than last year's budget, which also had a 10-figure price tag. And what's the reason for all of this? Why are they in such a tough spot? Well, we'll have more on that coming up in the next 30 minutes, but Jason, Alicia, I'll say that St. Paul is not alone in this situation.
Yeah, a lot of tough decisions to be made. Audrey Russo reporting live. Thank you. In the last 8 hours, nearly 250 people packed the City Hall chambers in Lino Lakes. They were there to talk about a highly criticized housing development. The developers of Medina Lakes project says it would build homes for roughly 1,200 people, restaurants, and a mosque. While some residents are concerned about the size of the development and the traffic it would bring, others are welcoming an expanding community, something that the developer claims would be a gradual growth over 3 years.
When I drive the streets and I see Love Lino Lakes, Slow the Growth signs, it breaks my heart and it angers me. I think, how could anyone put those two statements together? Because when you take it in its entirety, you are saying, I love Lino Lakes, I got mine.
So again, I am against any large development. I don't care who the builder is. Zakar Holdings, Pulte Group, Lennar Homes, Bob the Builder. It doesn't matter who it is, I am against it.
After the moratorium on the land is up, the proposal will be introduced to the council and a vote is scheduled for July 8th.
A final farewell to fallen officer Jamal Mitchell. In the last 24 hours, friends, family, and fellow officers gathered for his funeral in New Haven, Connecticut, where he grew up. Mitchell joined MPD last year with a mission of repairing public trust after the murder of George Floyd. Chief Brian O'Hara, 45 MPD officers, and 20 Honor Guard officers attended the funeral. His 101-year-old great-grandmother was just one of the many to speak yesterday.
I believe God told him to leave your kindred and go to Minnesota. You got some work to do. And after he finished his work, they shipped him back home.
The Minneapolis Police Foundation says they're now raising donations to build a memorial at the 5th Precinct for Officer Mitchell.
At 10 a.m. this morning, a city council committee will meet to talk about the proposed collective bargaining agreement with the Minneapolis Police Union. The council has less than 10 days until it takes a vote on the contract, which includes historic pay raises. In today's meeting, the group Minneapolis for a Better Police Contract will offer its perspective on the agreement. That includes contractual provisions it hopes to see included. There will also be time for public comment on that proposal.